right, welcome everybody to the stand-up meeting for Open Research Institute for FPGA and Remote Labs. It is the 13th of December, 2022. So this will be our last meeting for the year. We're going to take off until January. We'll resume in January, but we have tons to do over the break. What we'll be doing is going through and improving the documentation and usability of our repositories, and also making some decisions about work over the next year, and documenting the progress over the past year. So we try to do this as often as possible, and we're going to make a concerted effort to document work over the past year. And I know a lot of people are on travel. Safe travels to our usual folks if you're out there, and have a wonderful holiday if you're have one coming up. And what we do in this meeting is we talk about what we've done over the past, usually the past week or more, and then what we have planned to do over the next week or so, if we need any resources for getting this done, and if we have any roadblocks. And so what I'll do is I'm going to start with James to give us an update on anything that's happened with Remote Labs South. And then James, go ahead and pick the next person to talk. And as far as like Remote Labs South, I'm sorry, I've been on travel for regulatory work, so I have not gotten a lot done on anything for Remote Labs. So it's all you, James. Take it away.
Thank you, Michelle. For those who don't know, I'm James Kilo Juliet 7 Kilo Delta Echo. I'm a technician at ORI Remote Lab South. Sadly, this past week, we weren't doing as much either because this last week was finals week for my college education. And so I had been focusing on that. But with that complete and out of the way, I've got more time to focus on ORI, and we're finishing up some of preparing the primary facility for getting new equipment and such into place. And we're going to be expanding the capabilities of Remote Lab South in the very near future, hopefully.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to 2023. Should be really good. And yeah, go ahead and pick the next person.
Paul, would you like to report on Remote Lab West?
Okay, that'll be a short report. I have nothing to report on Remote Lab West. It's hanging in there. We've been using it. Hopefully somebody else has too. I will pass it on to Anshul.
Hi, nothing much from my side, just catching up on all the stuff. As you must be aware that I was out of action due to some family emergency. So now I'm back. I will just be a spectator and listening to where we stand today, and then we'll go through the Slack channel, emails, and we'll pick it up from there. Thank you. And who next? Everest.
Yeah, hello everybody. I still work with DVB-GSE, not a lot of improvement on that, and trying to fix some issue with Kyoto. In parallel of COPS, trying to have a header which could be of variable length, which could be a fixed issue, a quick fix issue. Well, that's it. And try to read all the comments on Slack to give you some advice why the simple my simple software is working and not the BB frame reader. And I think that it's still a problem with the DMR widths. Okay, back to you.
Thank you so much. All right, Paul, do you have any comments about what we've been up to?
Well, after the travel, we've gotten back to trying to get the
transmitter
the data into the encoder.
Yeah,
and out hopefully, and make some difference and stuff like that.
Right.
We've been trying to figure out why one test works and the other test doesn't. I think Everest may have put his finger on the issue. We can test that easily though. If it has to be a multiple of the beat width, then we're going to have to make a new test file and try that. That should be easy. And this is one of the things that would be solved if we integrated COBS. So that'll be coming up soon, I think. COBS is supposed to isolate the test from the DMA process, and that may be the solution for this in the end. It's clear in my mind. I don't think I made it very clear in my explanation I just gave.
This is a problem that we all face. Okay, yeah, let's tackle that today. Let's take Everest's advice and test it, and then and go ahead and maybe, I know that we talked about maybe testing the COBS at a intermediate level, like with Swato's AXI stuff, you know, to go from our test bench, which is a fairly low level test bench, really simple test bench, to prove that the COBS decoder works. But we wanted to make sure that it worked with somebody else's implementation of AXI, someone else's understanding of how AXI works, just to make sure that we didn't do any dumb things with it. But maybe we should just go ahead and skip over that and go ahead and try it. I don't know how wise that is.
Well, we'll have to integrate with at least half of the Swato stuff anyway, because that's where we get a file source for AXI.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can tackle that today. Maybe we'll have some good reports by the end of the day. It's been really neat to get back to San Diego and back to the lab work. So it's what we did yesterday was reboot everything. So we shut down the VMs, brought them back up, you know, refreshed everything, and it's remarkable how you know, when you reboot a complicated system, it actually doesn't just come right back up. So it was it's good to do that, to clear that stuff out. Makes it much more responsive and all. So that was yesterday, was just getting back to where we were before traveling for the FCC TAC meeting.
Okay, that reminds me of something I needed to mention. At some point in the not too distant future, I want to schedule a brief outage for the entire lab. There's some electrical work that needs to be done here in the house, and that means shutting off power to everything so I don't hurt myself. So I want to gonna have to turn down all the VMs and everything for a little while. So that'll mean any lingering processes that people have lying around, we'll have to either brutally kill them or spend some time coordinating with people to get them shut down. So just don't be surprised if that happens. If you have a choice, then turn off processes when you're not using them. That'll make it easier for me to find a window when all the stars line up.
All right. Do you know approximately when the work's going to happen?
No, it can happen anytime when the sun is up. I just need to swap out some light switches and stuff like that. It'll be quick, but I don't have a specific time.
Okay. Yeah, let's schedule it maybe during US time so that we have minimal impact on everybody else.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Hey, all right. I think the last person to give a report might be Rick.
I actually have a report.
I would love to hear it.
I was complaining last time and the time before that I was having difficulty over here with my zinc Z board. And there were a lot of problems, and I think some people might be interested in the solutions. I was finally able to repair the board. I told you in the move, a major part ripped off and pulled off a bunch of traces and pads, and I fixed all of that, 3 days of painful effort. But I got to the point where I could plug the SD card in and boot Linux the way it originally was shipped. And that was good. Then I started plugging cables in, like the USB serial cable, and I could tell that in, and that was good. So life was good. So I also learned that this ByTAS is really just a beefed up SDK. And so I was able to reset my mind easier than I had anticipated. So I began going through some of the programming examples, which for the newer development environment on the DigiLink site, and they are horribly flawed. They have all these screenshot pictures that are not consistent with the words, really a mess, but that's okay because I learned a lot going through that. And what I learned was I could not program the Z board at all through the onboard USB to FDDI converter. I began working with another Xilinx experienced person, the one who you sent the invite to, and we could not come up with any solution to this. But what we did, what he suggested, I look at the schematics, and I did. And the page and the schematics on the Z board that has the onboard programming interface is blanked out.
Blanked out.
Well, it has a beautiful graphic over the top of the schematic saying this is proprietary.
Oh dear.
I went and did a further research and found out that DigiLink sells all these cute little modules that are in fact that circuit. So item 1, which we discovered, the USB to serial converter is a oh God, what is the name of that company that makes those? It's not FPDI.
It's not. That's what I
No.
was going to suggest because
It's
that's
not FPDI. It's the other guy.
oh, it's the other one. Okay.
Cyrus or what the heck? Senior mode.
So you
But
had to
anyway,
did you have to get a dongle in order to use it?
No. You just have to realize when you look at your device manager or that it's not FTDI on that shelf. But if you plug in to the programming port, it is an FTDI chip. They use two different manufacturers for the two different serial ports. That's not item 1. Item 2 is if you made the mistake, like I did, of upgrading to Windows 11, it comes with a new FTDI driver that is not on the FTDI website. You can tell you have it because if you look carefully, you'll see at the device manager, it says copyright 2022. And the newest FTDI driver on the FTDI site is 2021. So finally, in a fit of, I don't know what, I downloaded the 2021 driver from FTDI and forced it in the device manager to accept that for that serial port. And everything works perfectly. So now I'm up and running 100%. The Windows 20 or Windows 11 driver will not work with that programming port. That's item 1. Item 2 is in the middle of all that, I bought a official Xilinx programmer module, the little red guy, and with a parallel or the ribbon cable. And I had plugged that in and it instantly worked drivers, everything perfect, right? Just what you would expect from Xilinx. No issues whatsoever. So anyway, that's the lesson that I learned over the last 2 weeks. Now
Wow.
I'm in this position, and by the way, I did get Hello World working, and I've gotten a few other things working, and I'm now on the verge of being able to start programming a serious piece of a solution to a problem I have.
Wow. None of this stuff is easy.
It's the getting started that's hard.
It
And if
is.
you don't have these key things, if you don't know them, you know, you just waste a lot of time like I did. I found nothing on the internet to help me.
Right. Yeah. Your experience is not unique, and we have nothing but empathy.
Well, now I'm ready to roll.
Awesome.
I feel good.
Very good. Yeah, so we'll you everybody, if you're not on Slack, then let me know, and we'll be active there over the winter holiday. We will resume meetings like this on the 10th of January. But there will be plenty going on over the holiday. So we'll just take a break from the regular meetings. If you need access to remote labs, if you're interested in that, then get in touch. We'll help you out. And we're looking forward to a really wonderful 2023. We've got lots to do and exciting things. Stuff will be published, articles coming out. We deeply appreciate all of your time, effort, expertise, and attention. FPGA work and digital communications is really hard stuff, as you've just heard. Just getting started can be daunting. Not a whole lot of documentation, you know, but if you're just persistent and consistent and keep at it, then it will eventually fall to your efforts. So thank you, everybody. We'll close the meeting here and see you on Slack. And if you're traveling or have things that you're doing over the holiday, then very best wishes to everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right. See you soon.